So here we've got the Explorer pack. This is really, really cool. It gives you the tower and it gives you the dome and some cargo basically, which is really cool. And this is a 2-sheet pack, so you've got 1 of 2 here and 2 of 2 here. You need them both, obviously, to put it all together. So I'm going to, from the 2 sheets, I'm going to assemble the tower first. Okay, I'm going to assemble this tower, and in order to do that, I'm going to need parts from both sets. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put this base together. Okay, so just move that out of the way. And yes, there is a particular way that this needs to go. First thing you need to realise is that these two need to be like that. And for best effect, make sure the stamp side is facing outwards. Okay, so that's where the blades went in. Whoops. So we've got one on that side and one on that side. And then we're going to have this one here at the front, and the one with the ladder at the back, because you're going to need to get up and go through the gap here for climbing, for your miniatures, etc. Okay, so I'm checking the slots on here. I've got a couple of narrow slots here that might need adjustment, and certainly here might need adjustment. But I'm going to see how it works without any adjustments. Okay, so basically, first things first. You'll notice here there's some little kind of divots in. You're going to need to place the front to one of the sides and slot it in. Okay, and there's a bit of space here. Whoops, you don't want to slot it in. You sort of need to line it up ready to slot in. Okay, and there's a bit of a sort of a chamfer out there that allows you to basically get that in low. Okay, so it sits behind this piece of card. That then lines everything up and allows you to slot up to the top, like so. I'm going to protect this with my finger, okay, so it doesn't sort of bend off or anything. There you go, there's the first one. And you do the same on the other side as well. So I'm going to do that. And that's what you end up with. You end up with that, which by itself is already incredibly sturdy. Okay, we're going to get the ladder in the back now, okay, and that will also add tension and hold all of this out for you. So, similar thing, but there's nothing to line and clip at the back. So you can literally just pop that in there, line up the slots, like so, and push that down. Wow, that is one solid piece of kit, ready painted, ready to go. And actually, just by itself, that would look great on a battlefield. It just looks like a little tower or something like that. Okay, which it kind of is, I guess. Again, looking at the slots, maybe a bit of adjustment there. I don't think so. I like a nice tight fit. So you're going to put that in there. That's going to slot in top. Push that down because I didn't adjust that slot. That's going to go in there. And again, protecting all the parts with my finger so I don't bend anything. Yeah, there we go, and that's your base. Solid. That is really solid. That actually hurts. Okay, so, but I'm a bit of a weed. Okay, and again, by itself, you might, if you've got lots of these, you might want something like that. What a great platform that is. You've then got this wraparound, okay, which is going to go at the top. All you need to do is bend through these half cuts. Okay, and you get this kind of shape here, which will be held together when you clip it in. And basically, you've got two, when you slot it in, you've got two areas to slot in there. This one looks a bit tight, and they are basically just going to slot into there. So I'm going to line those up first, starting with that tight one. That's not tight, that's fine. Okay, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to very roughly slot them in. I haven't pushed them home yet. And while they're just sitting there, I'm just going to lift that over there into place and make sure around here that we are going inside. So I'm going to push that down now on this side, like so. And on this side, pop it out. So it goes round. And this is the last bit going in, so it'll be slightly tighter. And then I'm going to push that down home, like so. Wow. I love these towers. They are really cool. Yeah, these are really cool towers. That's on there. The only thing we've got left to put on are these little fins here. Okay, and the way you want to get it in this slot here, not this piece here, because that's actually a little piece of detailed strut that goes inside. One there. One here. One round here. And one here. And that adds that final kind of cool look to it. We've then got this guy that literally just sits here or on the side or at the back or wherever you want really. And all it does, I can't see it from this angle, is just going to slot onto the front of here. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. One of those slots is a bit big and loose, but the other one's nice and tight, so that's perfect. And then what you can do is you can stick a mini in there and then stick it back again. Okay, and you can shoot from there and you can shoot from the top, all sorts of cool stuff. And finally, I took this little data panel off because you can kind of just slot it in there or something actually it might be better on one of these little panels here, one of these little struts. And you can have this little data panel, some sort of control warning system, stroke, whatever. Okay, and there is your tower, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, the tower. But we've also in this pack got the dome. So let's take the dome pieces out, and there really are just two pieces to the dome. Okay, so this is the two parts that you've got for your dome. Well, two parts at the moment. You've got a little space there for your door, so pop that out. And of course put it back in again, should you want it closed or locked up. And then you've got all these inner panels as well. Now, all these inner panels are not really supposed to be there, to be fair, but we've textured them up because you might want to have them in permanently, because you might want a completely solid dome. We don't. We like it, and we showed it as, you know, unassembled. That's not right, is it? We showed it with all these bits pushed out, because that's what really the product is. That's what it is. It's this cool kind of dome thing with all the bits. So I'm going to pop these out. It makes it easy to assemble as well, another reason I'm doing it. But my word, don't throw these bits away. Look at that. These cool textures, you could have those as, you know, vents on your floor textures. These ones could be like mines or markers or objective counters or anything like that. Okay, now if you did pop them out and decide you wanted them, you know, to be all back in, as it were, you can actually, on each one of these here, you can find that there's a little yellow dot, and this one's got a little green dot, so you can actually find and locate yellow. Is that the yellow or the orange? That's yellow, and you've got a green one over here. And you can locate these to make sure that they go exactly in the area where they where they originally, you know, went in. Okay, so they will stay in. You see, so we've done that. We've even done it on these little ones here. So that's a red to red. That goes in there. Yeah, you can feel that was part of that tool. Okay, so anyway, let's put this together. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to very carefully, because we've got, what we've got now is when we've got half cuts all the way through here, but we don't want to bend this like that. We're going to need to go right up close to these half cuts and just carefully bend them through, because the half cuts are not so deep on here because we need some strength. What you're going to do now is you're going to just slot it inside this little base, this kind of like almost like a retainer ring, and that is going to hold it in place. For the best results, this is stamped side facing up at the moment. Turn it over, Okay, so it's the reverse side. The stamp would be as if it was underneath. That gives you a bit more of a lip for this to grip onto. And we're going to assemble it. Then you can glue it together if you want to, or you can have it left as it is, but it will be a little bit more fragile. Popping this together, all you're going to do is you're going to kind of crunch it up and get most of it inside. Okay, so right now I have all of that inside the retaining loop, and it stays there, which is fine. Okay, and if I lift it up a little bit, it's fine as well. So it will stay in place. But what I've got some gap in here, and the reason is because I haven't pulled it into place. So let's just pop that back in again. In order to pull it into place, what I'm actually doing, and it is very tricky, is I'm going to go around and I'm at each of these places here where there's a little flappy bit, keeping pressure down on the top here. I'm going to pop that into place there. This one's already in place. This one's already in place. This has just popped out here a little bit. This one's not. Okay, so I'm just going to put my thumb in there and I'm going to pop it into place. And every time you do that, it pushes to the inside of this ring and adds more pressure. And it looks like I've got one more just here, like so. Is that in or out? That's in, I think. And I think, yeah, there you go. So what I've got now is this lovely little dome, okay, which looks really, really cool. Okay, there it is. And that is how it is. That's your dome. Now, again, this is the sort of thing that you don't want to, it's tricky to get that in like that, and if you're moving it around it might keep coming out. So what you can do, because you can clearly see all the different areas, is you could then, while that's all ready together, you could just run a little bit of glue just around here, hold it in, round here, hold it in, hold it in, hold it in. Once that's dried around the bottom, if you wanted to, tiny gap there, you could pop a little bit of glue in there and just go and hold that together, and so on and so forth. And that would basically, that would end up with this finished unit. And of course this is fragile because it's got these thin parts and lots of half cuts, but because of the type of dome it is, you've got some proper strength through the top of here as well. Okay, so you know there's no problem. It's going to hold any weight or anything that you put on top of it, no problem at all. But there you go. That is the really cool tower and the dome. But of course, on the sheet as well, you've got a whole load of cargo crates. So we've managed to fit on one large and 3 small cargo crates onto that sheet. I'm not going to show you how to put those together. They're really pretty basic, just like your other cargo crates that you get in your other sets. They just slot together really simply. Okay, and that is your really cool Explorer pack. Yay!